Listening test instructions. The listening test is about 50 minutes. There are 6 parts in listening test. You will have about 6 minutes to listen to each passage and answer the questions. The passage will be played once.
Hey, you look concerned. What's on your mind?
The final exam. I'm not fully prepared yet.
Well, don't worry too much. You still have 3 days.
Yeah, but 3 days will fly past in a wink.
Well, you still have time to cram things in your brain anyway.
Question 1. Why is the man looked worried?
You will hear a conversation in 3 sections. You will hear each section only once. After each section, you will hear 2 or 3 questions. You will hear the questions only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Good morning, Mr. Roberts. How are you today?
Good morning, Doctor. I'm a bit anxious, to be honest. I've been waiting for these test results, and it's been quite a while.
I understand. It's completely normal to feel that way. We have the results here, so let's go through them together. How have you been feeling lately?
Well, I've been having some persistent headaches and occasional dizziness. I thought maybe it was just stress, but it hasn't improved.
I see. Let's look at your test results. First, I want to talk about your blood work. Your blood pressure is slightly elevated, which could be contributing to your symptoms. It's not alarmingly high. We should keep an eye on it. Your cholesterol levels are also a bit elevated.
Elevated cholesterol? I didn't realize that was an issue.
Yes, elevated cholesterol can increase your risk for cardiovascular problems. It's something we can manage with lifestyle changes and, if necessary, medication. But let's discuss the other test results. The MRI you had shows some mild inflammation in the brain, which might be related to your symptoms.
Inflammation? Does that mean there's something seriously wrong?
Not necessarily. Mild inflammation can occur for a number of reasons, and it doesn't always mean there's a severe underlying condition. It's important to consider all the results together and see how they fit with your symptoms.
Which combination of symptoms has Mr. Roberts reported experiencing, according to the conversation? What was the MRI's finding regarding Mr. Roberts? Which course of action does the doctor propose for addressing hypercholesterolemia?
You will hear the second section of the conversation shortly.
Okay, that's a bit reassuring, I guess. What kind of treatment or changes are we talking about?
For your elevated blood pressure and cholesterol, We'll start with lifestyle modifications. This means a balanced diet, regular exercise, and reducing stress. I can refer you to a nutritionist who can help with dietary changes.
And what about the inflammation in the brain? Is there a specific treatment for that?
The approach depends on the underlying cause of the inflammation. Sometimes inflammation can be related to conditions like migraines or autoimmune disorders. We might need to run a few more tests to point the cause. In the meantime, managing your symptoms with medication might be necessary, but we'll start with less invasive options first.
I see. Are there any immediate steps I should take to help with my headaches and dizziness?
For now, try to monitor your symptoms and keep a diary of when they occur. It could help identify triggers or patterns. Additionally, staying hydrated, managing stress, and getting enough sleep can be beneficial.
That makes sense. I'll start keeping track of everything and try to make the changes you suggested. How soon should we schedule a follow-up?
Let's plan for a follow-up appointment in about 6 weeks. This will give us time to see how the changes are affecting your symptoms, and if we need to adjust our approach based on new information or test results.
Which factor influences the doctor's strategy for treating brain inflammation? Which of the following strategies aligns with the doctor's advice for managing Mr. Roberts' symptoms? When should Mr. Roberts anticipate the next consultation, according to the doctor's recommendation for reassessment?
You will hear the third section of the conversation shortly.
That sounds like a good plan. Is there anything else I should be aware of or any warning signs I should watch for?
Yes, there are a few things to keep in mind. If you experience severe headaches, vision changes, or any new symptoms that concern you, don't hesitate to contact us right away. It's also important to adhere to any medication or lifestyle changes we discuss, as they can significantly impact your overall health.
Understood. I'll make sure to keep an eye on my symptoms and follow the recommendations.
Excellent. Remember, health management is a collaborative process, so keep us informed about any changes or concerns you have. We're here to support you.
Thank you, Doctor. I appreciate your time and the clarity in explaining everything.
You're welcome. I'm glad we could go through this together. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions before our next appointment. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in 6 weeks.
Will do. Thanks again, and have a great day.
You too, Mr. Roberts. Take care.
How does Mr. Roberts react to the doctor's guidance? How does the doctor view the approach to managing health?
You will hear a conversation followed by 5 questions. Listen to each question. You will hear the question only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Hey Ben, good morning.
Morning, Anna. Beautiful day, isn't it?
Absolutely. I was just thinking about our community block party. Have you had a chance to think about what you're bringing?
Oh, the block party. I almost forgot. Let me see. I've got a grill, and I was thinking of making some burgers and hot dogs. You know, the classics.
Sounds great. We could definitely use some more of those. I was planning to bring a big salad and some homemade lemonade.
Perfect. I think we're going to have a good variety of food. What time does everything kick off?
We're aiming to start around 3 p.m. That gives everyone enough time to get off work and join in. What about the setup? I'm thinking of setting up a few tables and chairs in the common area.
Good idea. I could help with that. Also, do we need any extra decorations or anything like that?
I was thinking of some simple decorations, like string lights and balloons. We don't want to go overboard, just enough to make it festive.
Got it. I can bring a few extra lights from home. And how about music?
Yes, we definitely need music. I was thinking of making a playlist with some upbeat tunes. Maybe we can ask around to see if anyone has a speaker we could borrow.
I've got a decent speaker I can bring along. It should be loud enough for everyone to hear.
Awesome, thanks. And what about games? I know the kids always love having something to do.
Oh, for sure. How about setting up a few lawn games? I've got a cornhole set and some frisbees. I could bring those.
That sounds fantastic. I was also thinking of having a little talent show or maybe a karaoke setup for some extra fun. What do you think?
Karaoke, huh? That could be a blast. I'll see if I can borrow a microphone from work. Do you think anyone will want to participate?
Oh, definitely. We've got some really talented people in the neighborhood. I'm sure it'll be a hit.
Good call. Anything else we need to think about?
Just a quick reminder for everyone to bring their own drinks. We'll have lemonade, but it's always good to have a variety of options.
Got it. I'll make a note of that. And should we organize any kind of cleanup crew for after the party?
Yes, that would be great. Maybe we can ask for volunteers to help clean up once everything winds down.
Sounds like a plan. I'll mention it to a few neighbors and see if they can help out.
Perfect. I think we're on track for a fantastic party. Thanks for your help, Ben.
No problem at all, Anna. I'm looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun.
Me too. See you at the planning meeting on Tuesday?
Absolutely. See you then.
Great. See you soon.
Who was responsible for bringing a speaker to the block party? What type of music does Anna want for the party? What responsibility does Ben have for the block party setup? How does Anna describe the party's food options? What is Anna's proposed additional activity for the party?
You will hear a conversation followed by 6 questions. Listen to each question. You will hear the question only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Excuse me, can you help me find a particular genre of books?
Of course, what genre are you looking for?
I'm looking for some historical fiction. I've recently developed a keen interest in that genre and would love to explore more books.
Historical fiction, great choice. We have a wide range of historical fiction books. Are you interested in any particular period or region?
Actually, I'm quite flexible. I'm open to different time periods and locations. However, I've recently read a few novels set in World War II, and I'm looking for something similar, but maybe in a different setting.
I see. If you enjoyed World War II settings, you might also appreciate novels set in the Victorian era or during the American Civil War. We have some excellent recommendations in those areas. Would you like me to suggest a few titles?
Yes, that would be wonderful. I'd appreciate any recommendations.
All right, let me show you some of our popular titles. For the Victorian era, I would recommend The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. It's a powerful story about two sisters in France during World War II, but it has elements of historical fiction from various periods.
That sounds interesting, but I'm specifically looking for something set in a different historical period. Do you have any recommendations for the American Civil War era?
Certainly. For the American Civil War period, Cold Mountain by Charles Frazier is an excellent choice. It's a gripping tale about a Confederate soldier returning home after the war and the challenges he faces.
That sounds exactly like what I'm looking for. Do you have any other recommendations?
Yes, another recommendation for you is The Killer Angels by Michael Shara. It's a historical novel about the Battle of Gettysburg and offers a detailed account of the events and characters involved.
I've heard of that one before. I'll definitely consider it. Are there any newer releases in historical fiction that you'd recommend?
Absolutely. One of the newer releases that's been quite popular is The Last Train to Key West by Chanel Cleeton. It's set during the Great Depression and explores the lives of 3 women who come together during a hurricane. It has received great reviews and offers a fresh take on historical fiction.
That sounds intriguing. I'll definitely check it out. Do you have any of these books in stock right now?
Yes, we have all of these titles in stock. I can show you where they are located in the store.
That would be fantastic. Thank you so much for your help.
You're welcome. Let's head over to the historical fiction section. If you have any more questions or need further recommendations, feel free to ask.
Will do. Thanks again.
My pleasure. Enjoy your book shopping.
What book did the sales assistant recommend for the Victorian era? Which book is set during the American Civil War? What is the setting of The Killer Angels? Which book is set during the Great Depression? What does the sales assistant offer to do for the customer at the end of their conversation? What type of books does the sales assistant mention having a wide range of?
You will hear a news item once. It is about 1.5 minutes long. Then 5 questions will appear. Choose the best way to complete each statement from the drop-down menu.
A high-profile court case, which has captivated the nation for months, has taken an unexpected turn. This development has left legal experts and the public alike in shock and anticipation. The case in question involves renowned business tycoon Alexander Grant, who has been accused of embezzling millions from his own corporation. The trial, which began earlier this year, has been marked by dramatic testimony, high-stakes legal arguments, and a media frenzy. However, today's court session introduced a startling new element that has shifted the trajectory of the case. During today's proceedings, the defense team presented a previously undisclosed piece of evidence, a series of audio recordings that purportedly reveal a conversation between key witnesses and an unnamed source. According to the defense, these recordings suggest that the witnesses may have been coerced or manipulated into testifying against Grant. The defense claims that the recordings were obtained legally, though their sudden emergence has raised questions about their validity and relevance. The prosecution, on the other hand, has vehemently disputed the authenticity of these recordings. They argue that the evidence is a desperate attempt by the defense to undermine the credibility of their witnesses and distract from the core issues of the case. The prosecution maintains that the case against Grant remains strong and that the recordings do not change the fact that substantial financial discrepancies were found under his watch. The judge has decided to delay today's proceedings to review the new evidence and determine its admissibility in court. This delay has sparked a flurry of activity among legal analysts and commentators who are speculating about the potential implications of this development. Some believe that if the recordings are deemed credible, they could significantly impact the outcome of the trial, possibly leading to new charges or a retrial. In the meantime, the courtroom remains a hive of activity as both sides prepare their arguments. The defense is expected to push for a thorough investigation into the source of the recordings, while the prosecution will likely focus on reinforcing the integrity of their case. The public and media continue to follow the case closely, with many eager to see how this unexpected twist will influence the final verdict.
You will listen to a 2 minutes video. Then 8 questions appear. Choose the best way to answer each question.
Fascinating piece, isn't it? This tablet could reveal so much about daily life in Sumer.
Indeed, the intricacies of Sumerian script never fail to impress. It's remarkable how they documented their transactions and laws with such precision.
Speaking of documentation, the Chinese were meticulous too, but in a different way. Our oracle bones and bronze inscriptions offer glimpses into the Shang and Zhou dynasties' governance and beliefs.
Mei Ling, you always bring a broader perspective. It's incredible how civilizations across continents developed writing independently.
And here we have Anubis, the Egyptian god of embalming and the afterlife. The Egyptians' obsession with the afterlife shaped so much of their culture.
Thomas, do you think there were cultural exchanges between the Egyptians and the Chinese during ancient times?
There's evidence of trade routes connecting East and West, but direct cultural exchanges are harder to pin down. It's a tantalizing possibility, though.
The ziggurat, a marvel of Mesopotamian architecture. Imagine the rituals and ceremonies held at its peak.
Architecture was also a symbol of power in China. The Great Wall, for example, wasn't just for defense, but projected imperial authority across vast territories.
And here's Greek pottery, telling stories of gods and heroes. Their art reflected their myths and philosophical ideals.
It's incredible how these civilizations, despite their geographical separation, grappled with similar questions about governance, religion, and the human condition.
Indeed, Elizabeth, they were pioneers in their own right, shaping the foundations of our modern world.
In China, jade symbolized virtue and purity, often associated with the ruling class and spiritual realms.
Hammurabi's Code, one of the earliest recorded sets of laws, it reflects the Mesopotamian sense of justice and order.
It's remarkable how these artifacts not only tell us about their creators, but also about universal human aspirations and values.
Each artifact here tells a story of resilience, creativity, and the enduring quest for knowledge and understanding.
And it's our privilege to unravel these stories and share them with the world.
Here's to the historians and archaeologists who piece together these fragments of the past, connecting us to our shared heritage.
To history and the civilizations that shaped us all.
You will hear a report once. It is about 3 minutes long. Then 6 questions will appear. Choose the best way to answer each question from the drop-down menu.
Art has long been a powerful medium for expressing and promoting social justice, offering a unique platform to challenge injustices, inspire change, and give voice to the marginalized. By transcending traditional communication barriers, art connects with people on an emotional and intellectual level, making complex social issues more accessible and engaging. One of the key roles of art in promoting social justice is its ability to raise awareness. Through various forms such as visual arts, music, theater, and literature, artists can highlight social injustices that might otherwise go unnoticed or unaddressed. For example, protest art and political cartoons can bring to light issues of inequality, discrimination, and human rights abuses in ways that are both impactful and thought-provoking. Moreover, art serves as a tool for community building and solidarity. It creates a space where individuals can share their experiences and fostering a sense of collective identity and purpose. Community murals, performances, and public installations often become symbols of resistance and unity, rallying people around a common cause and encouraging collaborative action. Art also plays a critical role in envisioning and inspiring alternative futures. By depicting utopian visions or reimagining societal structures, artists can challenge prevailing norms and propose innovative solutions to social problems. This aspirational aspect of art motivates individuals and communities to strive for a more just and equitable world. Furthermore, the inclusive nature of art allows for diverse voices and experiences to be represented, amplifying the narratives of those who are often marginalized or silenced. This representation can shift public perceptions and foster empathy, driving societal change by challenging stereotypes and promoting understanding. So, art is a potent force in the fight for social justice, offering a multifaceted approach to raising awareness, building community, inspiring change, and amplifying diverse voices. Its ability to engage and mobilize people makes it an invaluable tool in the pursuit of a more equitable and just society.